All right, looks like we're on. I think I did it right this time. All right. I think we have a pretty good show today. The other night I was doing a live stream, and we were talking about priming cartridge cases, and the topic of the Lee Auto Bench Prime. I brought that up because it's a great tool. It's a good bench priming system, and it's high volume. You can put out a ton of cases in a short time. It does it really nicely. So we're going to take a look at it. So we have 5 on. Hey, Beaverell, there we go. Now it's working. I just ran the live stream up, but I think I shared the wrong link over to Facebook. So now everyone's got the right link, the correct link. And so, Dusty Bowhunter, I'm ready for the show. It's going to be a good show. I got to tell you guys, this is my vacation. I took 3 days off this week. Now, in 3 more weeks, I get 3 days off that week. And then in December, I get 3 days off. And I'm just having a good time. I've been just catching up on all this stuff. Been cleaning my guns. I like that. I've been making videos, but just getting all the stuff done that I want to do. We got Echo and the Bunnyman. Good afternoon. Highboy, what's going on with you, sir? Hey, Echo, want me to throw you on? Want to be in the live stream? We'll put you on. And just so everyone knows, we have a giveaway. Chris Robacker, man, you guys are here. I didn't know who we would get in the middle of the day, but I thought, hey, you know, turn this whole engine on and we have a show. Do you want on, Echo? If you want on, I'll get on the email real quick and send you a link. We can make it happen. Oh, man, you have to be at work at 5. Makes for a long day. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I can put you on, you know. And let me see if one other guy. While we're waiting for people to. Okay, so Echo's in. Let's get Echo on here. I'm going to get Nick and Walter on here. So bear with us. This would be a really good live stream. I think this is going to be a great live stream. Give me just a couple minutes, guys. It's just something to drink, get comfortable. Okay, Dave, here we go. Sending right now. And then old Nick. Miguel. I get old Miguel on here. He is all right. He's all right. Okay, let me get my headphones on. And Nick, if you're not on already, it's coming your way. Let me get my headphones on, and we'll be off and trucking here. So the first thing I will start out with, if there is anybody here that wants to be in the panel of the live stream, like I'm bringing Walter, I'm bringing Echo on and Nick on, but as other people want to jump in and try this out, I have another guy, Steve. Hopefully he's going to get on here. if you send a here, let me do this. I have no idea where my comments went. The comments went somewhere. Hang on. Okay. Let me pull my comments over here. I'm going to put my email. Make sure that's right. Okay. That's ground zero reloading at gmail.com. So if there is anybody that wants to be a part of a panel, you have anything you want to contribute, if you send me a link to that email or message me, I'll contact you back, and I can set up a time where we can just privately get you on, you and I talk so you're comfortable, you can see what your lighting looks like, see if you can see your equipment, and I'll get anybody on who wants to participate in that manner, okay? So, all right, this is what I want everybody to do. I want everybody to sound off. I want you to say, oh, I know. I want you to say it's Friday, and I'll roll call. Okay. We got Ken Walrath. We got B. Burrell. It's going to be a long Friday. We're praying for you, buddy. We have 12 watching. It's going to be a great live show. Lent Scholl. Friday. Dusty Bowhunter. It's a rainy Friday. It's beautiful here. Let's see. Who else do we got? That's it. We got 4, and the other 8 are shy. That's all right. That's all right. So, hang on. I got someone that just requested a link. Bear with me. So many different avenues to social media. So we're gonna share a link here. All right, there we go. It's shared. Well, good. We got William Foley, Measuring Grains, Chris Robacker. Okay, that's 7 out of 12. So we did pretty good. All right. First off, we're going to have a giveaway, 50 cases of Starline Brass. Starline has been so generous. They're just an awesome company. So we have 50 pieces of brass. You're going to get, a bag of gold in the mail. That's what I call this now. The other day I was talking to my wife and I told her, you can never have enough bags of gold, and it's stuck, a bag of gold, right? So what I'm going to be talking about is the Lee Auto Bench Prime, a little bit on how it works. Oh, how about the single action in front of me instead? We got Hoghead 69 on. How you doing, buddy? So you guys wouldn't want this. Are you serious? Living Cincy was just on, and I hope he comes back. I think he wants this, but it's a nickel-plated 3-screw. That's what that is. And some of you have seen it, and I cleaned it up, and I'm getting ready to go out and shoot it. And I'm thinking of selling it. I am. I love it. I'm thinking. I don't. Part of me doesn't want to, but the other half, I could put it into more equipment for my channel. I knew Living Cincy would be back, and he would want to claim that Ruger. Yeah, I don't know. My wife was like saying, no, don't sell it. And Half of me wants to, the other half is like, I hate to sell a gun. I do. But there's things I want to do on my channel. So I'm just kind of contemplating that, you know. So, all right. I hope you have a good cup of coffee. This is the Lee Auto Bench Prime. And we were talking about priming in the live stream. And there's been live streams where we talked about priming. And one of the things that guys will have questions on, and as an example, when you take your reloads to the range and you pull the trigger and you get a click. Why? Well, what's the deal? Well, the problem is, more often than not, that's an error that's created by the hand loader at the bench. When we have massive brute force handles on reloading presses, when we have those, it gives us the ability to overprime. I'm surely one that's guilty of it. And it kind of bites me in stages. It's like I'll do really good, then all of a sudden I'll go to the range and I'll start getting more clicks, and I realize I'm kind of getting hasty on that handle. And so, you know, if I could just be honest, you know, if you're one of these wimpy guys, that kind of plays into you. You're a wimpy guy and you just kind of lightly prime. I mean, that plays into your favor. But if you're a gorilla like me, you know, and you just kind of tend to arm wrestle that thing back, you can overprime. So what's happening, and I'm not calling anyone a wimp, it's more funny. But so if we want to control that, there's things we can do. What's happening when we overprime is we are I got a guy really mad at me. Yeah, I have several social media outlets here, and it's kind of funny. I got guys that are really mad because they have been potty mouths and they want to be very challenging, so they're not on anymore. So it's kind of funny. Anyway, that's what my distraction is. So back on this, so what's happening when we gorilla prime a case? What you're doing is you're changing the tension in between the cup and the anvil, and it's changing what's happening with your priming compound. That's what it is. Why do I tell you that? Because when you go click, in your mind, you have to understand what's happening. Now, there can be one other thing. It can be your primer is not seated all the way down, so when you go click, it's moving the primer forward as opposed to really hitting that cup enough that it pops the cap. But more than likely, once again, because we have these big, massive gorilla handles, that's normally not the case, okay? I'm not saying it isn't, I'm just saying it's normally not the case. So I think you guys can kind of see what I've got going here. So this is the Lee Auto Bench Prime, and this is going to eliminate this problem that we have. Another problem you can have with priming on your reloading press is when you start getting junk buildup on the primer cup, it tends to put indentations onto the cup or the primer, and that's one indication to you that priming on a press is very powerful. Okay, so this is going to eliminate pretty much all of that. The one thing I like about this is you can literally run it with 2 fingers, and I'm going to show you. The other thing I like about it is a high volume. Now, when we say high volume coming off this, we're not sitting here slamming it like this. And I'm going to show you how you can break this, and I've done it, and I've done it one time. And once you learn, you won't do it. I'm not saying you can't break it or wear it out in other ways. I'm just saying it's going to eliminate it. So, all right, in the description box below, you're going to see some links. And now I'm going to explain this just as you kind of see the links down there. So this is the Lee Auto Bench Prime, okay? for the cost that you're putting out for this, you really can't beat what it's doing for you. Two, these inserts for the large primer and the small primers, you know, they wear out, they break, and we can use this incorrectly to where you will break these, and I'll show you how not to break these. But at least in my opinion, what I've done to curve that. You can buy extras of these. You can buy backups of these, and I think that's very wise. I only have 2 of each because if I break these all the way, I have other ways to prime, and then I can order these. But if this was my sole means of priming, I would probably get 3 of each because they're pretty affordable. And for me, I always like to be prepared for the long term. And then it comes with this. I'm really fascinated with this. This is the flip tray. I really like this, and I'm going to try and show you in detail the best I can how you manipulate this so you don't have primers going to the floor. Okay. So now the next thing is how I have this mounted. Okay. You guys know that above me here, I store all of my equipment. I'm able to do that because of inline fabrication. Oh, Lance Scholl, I still have that bag of cast bullets you sent me. You said I can't shoot it in my Glock. We should do something with it. Gosh, man. Lance, would you shoot me an email, Ground Zero Reloading? Do you want to give it away? Do you want to give it away? Let me know. Does Lance Scholl have a giveaway? So now, how I have this mounted. In the description box below, you're going to see 2 links to inline fabrication. This is the quick change system flush mount base plate, or base plate flush mount. And how this works is this is the base plate that everything that inline fabrication gets mounted on. And most of you know this, but some people don't. This is called a flush mount because if I wanted, I could route this bench down to where it's flush, and I'm thinking I'm going to do that with these ones. And I used to have a plate here, and I removed it so I could work on guns, but if I just flush mounted them, then they'd be flush with the bench. So I may do that. I may do that, and if I do, I'll do a video and you'll see it. So this is the base plate, which is universal to all the quick change top plates. This top plate, in the description box below, I put a link. It's top plate number 71. It's a direct mount to the Lee Auto Bench Prime. So just so I know I'm going to get people that are going to ask, you're going to say, wow, how do you have that mounted? I want to know. Okay, Lance Stroll, he sent the email. We're going to give away those bullets, but I'm going to try and figure out a way that maybe we can do something for Lance. He won, and you know what? I'm about taking care of my viewers. Yeah, I don't think it's right he won something, he's sitting on them. Although giving them away, you know, that does kind of make us feel good when we can help someone else. But Lance, I'm going to do something for you. We'll figure it out. But look forward to it. He's got some bullets. He's going to forward on to someone, and we'll put that into a live stream, and Lance will be part of that. So, all right. So we have our Lee Auto Bench Prime mounted, and this is how it works. So these are your inserts, and when I'm looking at this, I'm just kind of thinking, okay, I gotta pull something up here, guys. I'm gonna lose my comments for just a moment. Let me rearrange my screen. There's a lot going on. You know what? It's one thing to live stream, and it's another thing to live stream and be trying to be instructional. Okay. All right. These are the inserts. Okay. They're simple and they work really neat. Your large primers are going to be more of a brass colored or gold colored. Your small are going to be silver. That's the difference between the two in the way of color. Okay, helps you to identify that. Your small primers are a 0.175 diameter, and your large are 0.210. Well, just looking at these, you can distinguish the difference between the small and the large, but once again, small are silver, large are the gold. So we're going to be working with the small primer. So I'm going to take these and set them aside. Now, I'm going to say something. Take care of what you have. Just stay organized. You don't want to break something and then be wondering where these are, right? You can be organized and it's bad enough not remembering where you store stuff. But if you misplace it, you know, that doesn't work to your advantage. So keep track of this. So this is simply going to insert into the tool just like that. Now, the next thing is your Lee shell holders. These are proprietary to this. These shell holders in the red, these are used for all the Lee products that are off-press priming, whether it's a bench setup like this or a hand primer. That's the difference between the green and the red. And I got to tell you guys this. If you want, just so you can see that, it's a heck of a glare. These green ones, if you don't have them, I would buy them. I would buy them because it's a complete set for most cartridges that are most commonly reloaded. And it's nice to have a backup. I use them all the time. I think it's a great product. Well, that's what this is. This shell holder set, it's the most popular cartridge cases that reloaders use, and they leave one hole empty. That's for if you have one that's one you use a lot and you want to add to this. So it makes for a nice setup. Okay. I used to back before, you know, before my channel, I had all of my old reloading equipment, RCBS, Ponsonus Warren, your stuff like that. And I had a lot of mixed and match stuff, but the one thing I did is I had 2 full sets of the Lee. The back when I got online at the firearm forum, I remember posting that. I had bought a set of Lees, and I liked them so much that I bought a second set in case I lost one. And plus, I always have multiple presses where I'm doing multiple work, so I could have shell holders in different presses. So it's a lot for your money. They don't charge a lot for these. So now. So 357 Magnum is the #1 on the Lee. Okay, I love Lee. 357 Mag and 44 Mag, those are like iconic to me. Well, 357 is a #1, 44 Magnum is a 1-1. I always remember that. So I need a #1 out of this. And once again, put your lid on and just take care of your stuff. You know, if you're buying your equipment over and over, that's that much less components you get to buy. That's that much less shooting you get to buy. Take care of your stuff. So how this is going to work, you'll see when we raise the handle, this goes down. Now, don't just push that and force it. That's one way that you can damage that. Lift up on the handle, push this insert down, and place the shell holder into there. Now, one thing you don't want to do, just don't start racking on this thing. One of the things that happens with this, you hear that click? That's the elevator. The elevator for, yeah, this has an elevator. It's cool. It goes to every floor you want. No. It rides the primer up and down. One thing you don't want to do, I'm just speculating. I don't know. You might be able to go halfway down and up. Well, okay. If there's not a primer in there, you can. But if you have a primer in there and you go halfway down and you go up, the primer is stuck halfway into the elevator and you're jamming things. So you want to get in the habit of going all the way down, all the way up, just like that, okay? At this point, once you have that shell holder in there, that's what you want to do, okay? Now, the next thing, I'm sorry, living in Cincy, I got to move this out of the way. Everyone's going, no! And they're like, oh, there's Highboy. They've been staring at the revolver. Now, the next thing that you want to do, before you work with this, I would advise kind of put it into place, see how it feels going in, and just kind of get it set up. Do you hear that? Sure you do. My microphone's right here. This is, oh, I got it on. Where's my microphone? I got a microphone here. They hid it on me. Here we go. Okay, there we go. I'll leave the microphone. Makes me look like a pilot, race car driver, right? Okay, so now we have this set up. Now we're ready to fill this. Listen very carefully to me. Okay. I'm going to prime 10 cases. This thing's great. We're going to load 10 primers, okay? Now, this mat is by Ransom International. I got to tell you why I love this mat. This is great. I clean my guns on here and it's sticky. And everything sticks to it, has these edges, your cylinder won't roll off. I love that. The other thing is I have one of them on the ground behind me. I can lean my rifle buttstock up against that and it won't slide. I love that. These are great mats, but you know what you don't want to do? You don't want to open this up on this mat because all of a sudden it's going to slide and your primers are going to go flying. So you want to put this on a surface where you can kind of slide it with ease, okay? So this has open, lock, and on. Open means we can open it to fill it. Lock means we can lock it and the primers won't flow out. On means we're feeding primers, okay? Now, I'm going to stand up. Now, I prefer to stand up anyway. So, this is what you don't want to do. You don't want to go like this and put a bunch of primers on there and go to close it and go, and it goes, whoo, and your primers go that way. You don't want to do that, okay? So what I do, I just feed enough primers for what I'm going to use, and you can put 100 of them in there with it halved like that. And now you just got to go like this. And when I'm using this, sometimes I sit here and I think, does Richard Lee really sit and think of all this? How does he think about this? Okay, see it's locked. The primers they won't feed. They stay right in there. Okay, both sides. You see those? They won't feed. It's in the locked position. The minute I put that into locked, guess what? Those primers are going to feed. So now you're going to take this just like this and place it into this insert just like you did the first time. Okay, I'm going to kill this fly. And now once you have it in there, now you're going to take this over into the on position. Let me reposition that, okay? Hey, while I'm repositioning this, we have our first guy on. And Nick L, I sent you a link, so if you can hop on, please jump right on. I'm going to reposition this so you guys can see a little bit better what's going on. Always satisfaction guaranteed. Okay. Okay, let's I'm gonna lock this on so I can kind of see what's happening here. There we go. Man, that's more like it. Didn't want to look at me anyway. Perfect. Now, before we go any further, let's see how Echo's doing today. How you doing there, Echo? You there?
I'm hanging in there, Highboy.
That is awesome.
I'm in between doctor's appointments right now. I've been having some issues, so I'm trying to get them dealt with.
Yeah, I know, and buddy, I've been praying for you. And don't hesitate to shoot me a text if you need to bow my head and pray for you. Okay.
Appreciate that, sir.
Yeah. And thanks for being on. Okay. So, well, okay. I want to make a comment about something. So we got a conversation going on here, and it's between Ken Walrath and Nick L. Nick L. sent Ken Walrath this. He sent some of his rub. It's good. It's good. And Ken Walrath says, it smells great. I'm saying, oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Jeff Moore's saying the issue he has with this is you have to constantly tap it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I don't think it's not that bothersome to me. So this is how this is going to work. You're not really going to be able to see the cases. You know, you'll see there you go. You can see them. So once I turn this to on, you're going to see the primers begin feeding. Okay, and there, those primers are now fed into there. And this is when what you don't want to do is just go half down. I think that's how I broke one of these. I ended up breaking two of these actually. The second one I broke, I wanted to see how I broke it. And what I figured out is I did a half stroke and the primer halfway loaded, and when I came up, for some reason it didn't like it. That's just, I could be wrong. Okay, so my primer's in there, and now you're going to see when I bring that up, you can now see that primer in the primer cup. So it just kind of goes like this. This is how it works. Okay, 2 fingers. I'm primed. I think it's a great system, especially for the money. It's not a bad deal at all. Now place your primer up. And what you want to make sure is that you are seated slightly past flush, and you're running your fingernail from the head of the primer. You'll feel that the primer kind of step down. Okay, and now it's already got a primer in there. When we put the case in, and right now, when we prime that, the next primer falls into position. It's ready to go right now. It's just like that. Okay. Now, you can watch your primers, and that's what Jeff's talking about. The more you have in there, the less you have to do that. But there, now I loaded it. Because you can run out like that to where you go down, and you'll know it. When there's no primer there, it'll go down effortlessly. So you know you got to tap it and reprime it. I don't really, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. For the price that you can pay for other priming systems, versus how smooth this is, I got to tell you, I like this. I really like it. I think that Lee's got a good thing going on. So let's just say this. Let's say some other bench-mounted priming systems I could have versus this, and there was no cost, and I could try them. I would say this is a pretty smooth way to go. If I took this, I would not have I wouldn't have made a bad choice. And I think that I'm going to tell you guys a little something I'm putting together. Okay, Jeff Moore, he's saying I have bad arthritis, and I agree with you. It's very easy to operate, much better than the handheld primer feeders. Great feeders, great value. Okay, so I'm gonna uh, expand on what he said, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what I'm putting together on my channel. Okay, what I like about this, I don't like the handheld primers. I don't have arthritis, but I get muscle cramps. I just do. So with this is easy. If you have weak hands or arthritis, or you just want to just have something smooth, you can't beat it for the bucks. I would say when if you get this, get 2 of the extra kits and just put them back. You know, if you break an insert, I get guys that go, oh, I broke the insert, and it's a piece of, no, just go buy the inserts. It is what it is. I mean, on Lee's website, this is in the $30 range. What it's not is it's not in the $100 range. It's not in the $60 range. It's in the
Yes, sir.
Nick agrees. I don't get that, guys. They want to come in and they want to start bashing this, right? But you know, I mean, all right. Let's just put it the best way I can put it. If someone is golfing and they're golfing and they're competing, and you got a professional golfing against a professional, now you can start nitpicking. But if you have someone who's a handicapped, who's never golfed, let's say it's like me. I'm out there golfing. I've done it twice in my life, right? Okay, I always thought a slice was a great thing. No, it's not, right? I mean, I'm green. How can someone pick me apart? I got a handicap, right? Well, here we have a price point, and this is not even entry level. You want to know why? Brings me to this. Let me tell you what I got planned in my channel over the next year. Actually, coming up sooner than you think. I'm going to start taking the AR-15 that I built, and I'm going to start going out long range. It's going to be video by video. You're going to see me shooting off the ogive. You're going to see me just working with different bullets. You're going to see me do everything I can do to get extreme performance at 600 plus yards. I'm going to use this. So now is this entry level or is this a little more competitive? Because now I can set my primers more to feel consistently. That's kind of the handicap to a press with the big handle. You know, if you're sitting there and you're priming this way, then all of a sudden you're talking to someone to go this way. That primer is of a different seat depth and has different cut pressure. Greg Morrow was talking in our last live stream about 1 foot per second difference in velocity, what that does at 1,000 yards. So what this can do is it could help me to be able to consistently prime at a pretty fast and smooth rate at a good price. So I got to tell you, okay, Jeff Moore, he paid $25.99 for his. You can't beat that. So
I paid somewhere right around the same, and I've been using mine for about 6 months, but I haven't done that much ammo on it, Highboy, because I'm just getting started. But I have done probably 300 or 400 rounds of 223 Remington, probably around a little over 200 rounds of 308 Winchester. And I've had one hang up where the primer spun sideways, and I was able to just put it in a universal decapper and just pop it out and no problems, and just kept on going. And I'm sitting, I've mic'd my primers, and I'm 1,000th to 1,100th of an inch under flush. And there's a lot of systems on the market right now that are 3, 4, 5 times as much money. And you might get a little bit better material that it's made out of. But I tell you what, Lee is very, very, I'm a big Lee guy. And their warranty, you call them up, you tell them what you broke, and they ask you your address. It doesn't get any more complicated than that. And basically, you get a couple of those extra little primer dispensers, the little clear plastic deals, just in case you crack one or something happens. And you just keep on going. And then you call Lee the next business day, and you get one sent to you in the mail. It's as simple as that. So for $30 or less, that is one heck of a piece of kit.
That's well said. I love it. Thank you. That is exactly what I think. So I'm going to show the viewers something here. And this is why I really like this, okay? I'm going to show you guys real world how this shines, okay? So I go and I shoot. I've got an indoor range, and I shoot, right? And I come back, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go to the desert tomorrow. I want to try something with a load. Or I'm going to go back to the range and try something with a load. I only want to load 5, right? So I'm going to come back and for this, I only need one of these. You only need one wing nut for one of these for this piece of equipment. So small primers. I'm going to get my my silver colored one. I'm going to slip it in there. Now, one thing I learned: every time you're done, take it apart, because I was moving something in my shop and I hit this with a 2x4 and it went. Okay, so I set that there like that. I put my number 1 shell holder into position like that. Sounds like Nick L's doing some reloading, and we're gonna see what he's doing pretty quick. There's my 5. I had it. If you have that crooked, that's not going to slide. You got to have it on a flat surface. I put that in there like that. Okay. I turn it to on. Primers load, and I go like this. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and my last one didn't feed. I don't know why. I really don't, and it's always going to cause you that problem right when you're doing a live stream. But I can do all 5 of those. I'm gonna check this out. Hang on, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, that usually happens. I know what happened.
Go ahead.
You have to lift up on the handle all the way in between strokes.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I did. So now my primer's in there. Well, I'm sitting here running this and I'm watching my comments, so you know. So now I do this. I'm gonna pull the shell holder out just like that. Pull the insert. Pull my wing nut off. I put this piece of equipment up. In just that small amount of time, I was able to prime 5 pieces. The malfunction I had was more than likely I didn't go all the way up with that, and so that primer popped out. So that's a user error. That's how efficient that is. And that's my fault. Okay, that's another thing I want to say. I'm sitting here watching my comments. My comments are popping up from other parts of social media too. But you know why that happened? I'm going to ask Echo. Echo, do you know why that happened? I know why.
Looks like that primer pocket is irregular.
No, what that is that's the primer that flipped upside down. And what I didn't do is I didn't verify that they were all cut down before I closed that. Now that's another thing I want to say about this. If you make sure all your primers are in this properly, and you're not half stroking it, it will be very difficult to have that happen. Okay, but you know what? It happens, right? It just happens, and this can happen with any priming system. But the two errors you just saw, that was my error. It wasn't the error of the tool. Okay, so I got to say, I mean, for the dollar, that's a great system. I like it.
Oh, and you know what else I found, Highboy, that is pretty neat about it? You know how when you're using your bench press to prime, you're creating much more force, and you're using a piece of really heavy duty kind of reinforced steel that holds that primer in that cup. And I've noticed before that after priming a few cartridge casings, maybe 100 or so 223, that you'll notice that you get some brass deposits in the bottom of that cup and the spring that feed that primer. And that's telling me that it's actually making contact with brass and removing it off the back of the case. But if you look at the unit inside there that pushes that primer into the back of the cartridge, that is an aluminum. So that is a softer metal. That's not going to deform anything. I actually had a primer I was seating, and it got a little sideways, and I smushed it pretty good. A CCI 200 large rifle primer. And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I had never seen a primer that smushed before and not go off. So I popped it out, and it came out without any detonation. And basically what I realized was I'd done something very similar to what you had done when loading the primer tray. My eyesight's bad, so I had missed that I had a upside down primer in there, and basically tried to jam that thing home. And when I did, it kind of turned a little bit on me. But the difference was I didn't destroy the piece of brass. That cup didn't go in there and cause any damage. I was able to pop the primer out, discard it, and keep going on.
That's what you just said. I want to expand on that a little bit. I think that's like really good insight. At the beginning, when I said one of the problems you're not going to have with this is indentations on your primer from material in the primer cup. Not trying to knock Hornady. I don't want to go there. But one of the problems I had when I was priming, and the way my plates used to index on that, I had an extremely high amount of brass shaving. Now that was one reason I kept an air compressor tank next to me. And it would be different with different shell plates. So that told me that the alignment of the primer pocket to the priming ram was different. But the priming ram on that Hornady, well, like on my Dillon, on Redding, they're strong. Those are strong rams coming up into that primer pocket, and they have no qualms of shaving brass off of that primer pocket. And that's in the beginner loading series I'm doing right now. I talk about that. And the priming step is looking to make sure that primer doesn't have indentations. If it does, you got to blow that primer cup out. I don't see that with this lead. So I do think that that being an aluminum priming ram and everything around it's plastic, I think that they designed it that way so you wouldn't have that issue of shaving brass off the primer bucket. So I agree with you. I think that's a really good insight on that.
So what had gotten you into did a viewer send you a Lee product?
No, I had the Lee Auto bench prime I did the Lee beginning reloading 223-556 load series. Why don't I'll pull it up right now. And okay, I've got a comment being held just so people know. I have keywords. Echo knows about this. Anyone that runs their own channel, like if people come on and start calling you guys bad names, only I see it, and you guys don't see it. Then I reach over and I ban them, right? Well, JH, he just said his comment is, let those Lee white triangles fit in my Frankfurt Arsenal hand primer, just for your information. And now watch, I'm going to release it. Now you guys will see that. I've never asked anyone. You guys didn't see that comment till just now. Am I correct? There's a lot of comments I get that they're pre-hidden and no one ever sees it, and I just delete them off the channel. I love that, you know. Sometimes I wonder though if someone can see it, you know, but no, it hides them. I'm going to go. Okay, while I'm looking this up, Nick, what are you doing there? We're just dying to know.
I just got back from shopping, and I was putting the groceries away, and my phone went off, and I read it, and it said that you were on. So I'm out in the garage, because my wife is inside, my grandson's sleeping. So I'm out in the garage. It's a little cold, but it's nice weather, and I'm just I'm inspecting some 45 casings so I can clean them and reload them.
That's awesome.
And the garage is a mess. I was in here yesterday cleaning up, and it's still a mess.
That's okay.
I got my lathe back here and some fishing lures I'm working on, and it's just a mess.
Okay, so the link that I'm going to share in just a minute, I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this. If you go to my main page on YouTube and you click on playlists, those are complete playlists, different series I've done. But I'm looking for, here we go. This is the Lee beginning reloading 223-556 video. And I'm going to answer your question in just a moment here, Echo. I brought Lee onto my channel a long time ago. And the reason is a long time ago, I determined that, well, okay, I'm just about precision. I just laughed. Yes, you can get precision in the handguns. And, well, okay, if you're shooting and you're not hitting the target, are you shooting? I don't know. You're pulling the trigger, but are you really shooting? So I always want to do precision in everything that I do. And so I wanted, I just felt that, like, you know, Redding is precision and Dylan is precision. And I just love Lee. Lee has so much precision, and I hate that when people, they have their money into something, they got a lot of money, and so they're going to go pick on little Lee, you know, and I'm like, all right, you want to pick on Lee? Let's just put Lee where Lee's supposed to be. So here's what's funny. In the link that I just shared, that series, okay, I took once fired range cases and I processed them all the way using a Sierra bullet for the 223 Remington, and I took factory Hornady ammunition to the indoor range, 100-yard indoor range, and would you believe that my hand loads were that far behind Hornady? And that came right off. That came off. You want to see what that came off of? This, my little you will watch that series, this little breech lock challenger, and I had guys going, "Oh, this is the worst press you could ever use." And I'm like, "Well, I just proved it to you. I just proved it to the world." And so I think that Lee brings a great value. And Lee has brought more loaders into loading than any other company, but they've retained so many of them because, like you said, Echo, they have really good service. So that's why I brought Lee onto my channel. Okay. So
Hey,
there
Jim.
you go. Yeah.
Jimmy, it
Yeah.
seems like there are more handgun loaders with Lee, and then when you get into the rifle, then they go to Dillon. You find that to be correct?
I think more of them for rifle go to Redding and Forrester and the RCBS, that type. There's a lot that load handgun on the Lee. You're right, especially the Lee turret and progressive. I see that. But as far as precision, I see them going more into when they go to the Dillon. It's normally the 550 because they can use that as a single stage application. They can hand meter the charge through a funnel. They can set that up for that. So that's what I see.
Yeah, because I have that Lee turret. It's about 25 years old, and like I said, I only load handguns, and it's been working fine for 25 years. So.
Yeah, I would, to be honest with you, I would love to have a Lee turret. I would totally bring that new one that Lee has on a new progressive. But I mean, I get guys they want me to do that, but
yeah,
I'm just a working Joe, right? That's all I am.
Yeah, you see, I'm only shooting at paper. I'm not shooting at anything running away or running at me. So, just as long as I get them in the black and I'm shooting pretty good, that the Lee is fine for me.
Well, okay, but I mean, for me, for shooting on paper, I get, paper's gonna be show you more of the precision because, like, when I'm out shooting rabbits, you need precision. But the bunny rabbit, he only pauses for a brief moment, and you're shaking during that moment. So you either hit the rabbit or you don't. Oh, I'll tell you guys something about shooting rabbits or moving game. You don't really hit moving game very often while they're moving. I mean, you can. Okay, I'm not saying you can't, but if you really want to go out and get dinner, you want to get dinner when this is how you do it. I ought to put my GoPro on and go out and bust some rabbits. But when you see that rabbit running, and people say, "Don't have your finger on the trigger until you're ready." No, you're on the ready. You're on the rabbit, and you're following him, and all of a sudden, just as he stops, that's when you get him. And so there is a brief moment where that animal is sitting there, but you've been walking, and your breath is up, and you see him, and you're telling him, and when he stops, you're right, and you're trying to pull everything together to pull that shot. So I would say what you're putting on paper is where you're really going to see the precision that you put into what you do. That's what I would say. So just my thoughts on that.
Oh, Highboy. Also, a lot of people, they give Lee a bad name because they have thousands of dollars into another system. And just because you drive a Jaguar and I drive a Mercedes, this is just, a kind of a little go along, doesn't mean either car is better. It's just they're both quality automobiles. Or if I drive a Ford F-150 and you drive a Dodge, it's the old, who's the best, this, that, and the other. What I like about Lee, I've read the story behind Dillon and how he got started modifying, I believe it was RCBS presses and making them progressive back in the 80s. And Lee's been doing this for 60 years. He's kind of got an outside the box kind of thinker. and that's what I really like about him. And the stuff that I've come across with Lee has been quality stuff. I mean, I'm doing 458 SOCOM on a classic Lee turret press. I'm doing 308 Winchester on a classic single stage cast press. And I've even got a little C press that I use for doing all my trimming and any kind of, just work that I don't want to get dirty stuff down into my other presses. But, I could have bought really anything. What really drove me was the fact that it's American made, and just some of the designs of his stuff, like the dies, the resizing die with the decapping pins, the way that's designed to raise the pin up versus breaking it off with the collet system. And if you get a stuck case, you can just loosen up the collet, take a punch, and punch the decapping pin straight down and knock the shell brass, the top piece of it, out without having to tap or do any kind of work that a common man might not be able to do or might not have the tools to do.
Very good. Well, okay, so I'm going to wind this down pretty quick. We're going to have the giveaway shortly, but I am going to put a link to something. It's a series I made, and if you want to know where I think Dylan kind of got some ideas, and I think Dylan is fabulous for progressive or a manual progressive, Dylan will always be my #1 choice. I'm telling you. But I did a series on the original Ransom Grandmaster. If you don't know what a Grandmaster is, sometimes you see them in gun shows and stuff. Well, Ransom International sent me the original Ransom Frankenstein. And right here is the link to that series. And as I was pulling that press apart, I was like, wow, this looks a lot like kind of how Dylan did a lot of things. I'm not saying they stole. I think that all companies kind of like expand on ideas of other companies. I mean, that's just, if I was going to build a reloading press, guess what it would be like? Well, the beginning stages would be, I would have a frame much like the frame of a regular. So we all kind of go that route. But I just put the link to that series. And now I'm going to do something. We're going to have a giveaway. This is how it's going to work. Starline Brass is going to give away 50 pieces of brass, your choice. Your choice. This is what I'm going to do. I see we have 20 people on. So I'm going to step aside and I'm going to take some brass and put it in my hands. And you're not going to know how many's in there. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to know. Well, no, I'm going to know. I got to know. Because the first person in the comments that tells me how many I'm holding will win it. But everyone only gets one shot. If you take more than one guess, you're automatically disqualified. What do you think of that, Nick? You think that's pretty neat?
Yeah, go for it. That sounds good.
If nobody gets it, then the next live stream. Okay? So, okay, I'm going to step aside and I'm going to count these out. Hang on. Okay. Okay, I'm almost there here. 1, 2, 3. Oh. I wonder how many people can say 3. Okay. I'm holding a handful of cases. Okay. Everybody can only
shake them.
Give one answer. The first person to give the correct answer is the winner. Okay. Okay. Don't go yet. Don't go yet. Okay. Measuring grains has already put his. Okay. I'm going to shake them. Or you can go right now. Okay. Whoever can tell me how many cases of 357 Magnum Brass I have by Starline in my hands will win these. I'm watching. I'm watching. You can only go once.
All right, I have a verbal 18.
What do you got, Echo? Well, you
12.
got it.
12.
Okay. Well, Slim Fire got 18 first. He did beat you on that.
All right, 19.
No, you can't do a second one.
I'm disqualified.
You're a panel member. You're already disqualified. I'm not going to say if it's already been called. I've just seen who all's left.
Boy, some Starline Brass. That is a good little prize. That stuff is high quality.
Yeah.
Starline stepped up, Jim.
It's your shit covered. What size gloves you wear? I wear the big gloves.
If the glove doesn't fit, you must quit.
Okay. All right. I'm going to count to 5. No, 10. Someone might have already won. Someone might not have. But just so it's fair, count to 10. I'm calling it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did someone already get it? Do we have a winner? 9 and 10. All right. I always do this stuff very, very fairly because, a man with integrity is the way we should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now everyone's going to comment, 24, 24. Nope, it's closed. It's closed. Nobody won. Nobody, I was sitting there thinking, man, no one has called 24. Isn't that amazing? Okay.
It's like the lottery.
Yeah.
It gets bigger next week.
Yeah. So, okay. I could, if I wanted, I could say no giveaway. But I'm going to ask everybody a question. I sent some bullets to Lance Scholl, and he's going to provide for the next giveaway. So what do you say we call Lance our winner? And I'm sure Starline would love to do this again. I'm sure. They were so awesome. So what do you say? And I'm putting together something for some 44 Cowboy special, and I'm going to be hopefully working with Starline on that. Should we call Lance Scholl as the winner? I just think that, no one got it, and Lance Scholl. So Lance Scholl, you have my email. Why don't you? Okay, Measured Grain said yeah. And so Lance Scholl, resend me your address, and I'm going to send that to Starlight. We'll get and tell me what cartridge you want to load, and they're going to take care of you. So what do you guys think of that? What do you think?
Awesome.
That's good, Jim. It's a good giveaway.
That's a great giveaway. Now, I don't have to tell Lance this. He knows. But, okay, when I order my once fired cases from, range cases, if there's a Starline, I take it out. And I keep all my and I'm saving them, right? Someday when I retire, I'll have a gold bucket of Starline cases, one-time shot. When you have your new cases, Starline, Keep them all in the same lot, all same amount of times fired, and keep them all Starline because they are gold. I am telling you. Okay. You know what? I can recommend this product, and some guys have that. I can recommend some products, and some guys have this. I haven't met anybody that is not satisfied with what Starline puts out. Consistency right across the board. So, okay. Guys, my wife is going to come home today, and I am going to make her lunch. I'm cooking. I've had vacation days. One of the things, since I'm really not doing much, one of the things I try to do, cook my wife breakfast. Every day I cook her breakfast. I cook her lunch when she comes home so she can just relax. That's all she has to do. And then I do dinner. And tonight we have our mother-in-law, so I'm cooking for 2 women. So I might put another live stream together right after lunch. Okay, but I gotta go to Papa Murphy's and buy a pizza for tonight. So that might take a half hour. But who wants to see another live stream? I don't know what the topic would be, but I could strike another one up.
Yeah, I'm game. I've got to go to the endocrinologist right now and see about getting some testing done. And
Okay.
I will catch you later, Highboy. Thank you very much for the invite.
All right.
And say a little prayer for me, and I'm gonna go on to the doctor's office now.
Okay, don't go nowhere. I'm going to pray for you right now. I'm going to pray right now. Those who want to pray, bow your head. We're going to pray for Echo, and I want to pray for a guy named Brian. Brian has health issues, very bad health issues, and he doesn't know Christ. So if you guys would pray along, we will. And I'm not going to take my hat off because I got my headphones on, but God can see through my hat. He can. Here we go. Let's pray. Lord, Father, first off, I thank you for this platform, and I thank you, Lord, that you can shine through these videos. This channel is not mine; it's yours. I'm just a piano player, and I don't even know how to reload. You do, and you show me, and I thank you. I thank you for all the viewers. We're going to pray for Echo, that you would open the doors for his testing, that you'd bring good, godly people, men and women, into this realm he's at with great talents from you, that they would do what you want them to do in his life, and that ultimately that would be to get him well and to where he can have that quality of life. And we thank you for his presence, and pray that you ultimately would be working in his life, shining through him in all that he does. And Lord, now we pray for Brian, someone who does not know you, and they're ill. And I pray right now, you told me to ask, and I'm asking. You would bring someone into his life, and he would see Christ. That's what I'm asking, Father. You told me. You told me. In faith, you said if I asked in faith, you'd answer. So I'm asking in faith. And Father, I'm putting my face close to yours, and I'm asking that out of my faith, you would do that. That is what my channel is here for, Father. And I pray that. Lastly, I pray for every one of these viewers, every single one of them today. There would just be something different in their life, and that would be you working in their lives, and that souls would be saved, souls would be won over to you. Father, we thank you for this time of prayer, and pray for your blessings upon this channel and those watching in your son Jesus' name. Amen. There we go.
Amen.
Guys, that's what I do in my life. My 3 days off, I didn't live stream yesterday. I spent the day with the Lord. That's what I do. That's what I do. So there we go. We have 21 watching. Okay. Most of them are, you are all the men. So, okay. All right. So are we going to do a live stream-ish in a bit? Are we not? I could do a Bible study. I could do something reloading. You guys call it. One thing, it is different doing live streams in the middle of the day because it's a different audience that I don't really contact with on other times. So it's up to you guys. I'm open. I'm open if you're open. What are you doing today, Nick?
You know what? I was just looking around to see what I'm going to do. Every day's a Saturday over here, you know?
Okay. So Chris Robacker, he wants to go over the Lee breech lock, Lee Challenger breech lock. I'm going to say in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I'm going to spend an hour with my wife. I got some shopping, got to pick a pizza up and come back, and then I can have something together.
All right, sounds good. If I'm in the middle of doing nothing, like I normally am, I'll get on.
Okay. Dusty Bowhunter, could you help me learn about case head separation in one of your live streams? You know, let's do that. I know that Chris Robacker is wanting me to work on the Lee breech lock Challenger, but it's kind of about components. I only have so many components to load up, and so let's talk about case head separation. Okay, that's a great topic. So okay, guys, give me an hour, about 2 hours, and we'll be at it. So everyone, type the word out, and I'll call your name off. Go ahead, knock it out. I'm putting my stuff up so I don't lose it. You guys don't lose your stuff. There's a place for everything, and everything has a place. That's what my grandpa taught me.
Hey, Echo. Echo.
Yes, sir.
Lots of luck on your doctor's appointment today.
Thank you. You guys, God bless. I appreciate it. And got some questions to ask you guys about some case trimming devices. I've run into some problems, and I just need some experience, and I will hit you up on in 2 hours.
No, yeah, I'll put it together. Case head separation,
okay,
and case trimming. Oh, no, wait. I can't remember. Are you using the world's finest trimmer?
I'm using a Forester at the moment and some Lee quick trim.
Okay.
With the dies, and I've run into a couple of little issues. And
okay.
I'm looking at the Franklin Arsenal, the power trimmer.
Okay, don't go there. You got to see what I'm going to show you. You being who you are and how you load, you're going to go poof, and your brain's going to explode, and you'll be like, "That is the trimmer I want," and I'll show you why.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay,
I will see you guys in about 2 hours.
Oh, you got it. Beginner reloading is out. Hey, beginner reloading. You want in on the next live stream? Lev W is out. Ken Walrath out. Signal Soldier out. Dusty Bowhunter. Thanks out. See you in a bit. You got it. Slimfire out. Chris Robacker out. Slimfire 54. God bless you. God bless you, buddy. Okay, we're out in 3. I'm gonna go cook some dinner for my wife. 2. Then I'm gonna go get a pizza. 1. We're out.